everyone, this is Christina. First, I wanted to apologize for the mess behind me. This was the only place I could film today because DJ's been homesick. But anyway, let's get down to business. It is day 5 of the push. Our first Friday is upon us, and we've had wild success in just a week. I think 10 new diamonds have been developed since the time the push began, which is pretty incredible, and I think that's a record. Congratulations to everyone that has already hit their goal, but remember, you still need to qualify for that pot by sponsoring 4 active coaches as well as developing a new Emerald coach. That applies to everyone. Now, I wanted to quickly talk to those who have been feeling a little bit discouraged by this group. First of all, keep in mind that this is not a basic training group. We told you this was a group that we were going to use to help develop new leaders on our team. So while we're posting this material, keep in mind that our audience is to someone who signed up to be a leader, not to be a discount coach or just an active coach, someone that wants to take their business to the next level. So that's why we've brought in some heavy hitters on our team to talk about topics that are their forte, what they do best. And I hope you find that very valuable. I know I have already. But don't feel down. Remember, everybody's journey is different. While you might have only one coach that you've sponsored or you're a brand new Emerald, remember, every coach started that way. Even myself, I was a discount coach when I started and had to fight my way to Emerald and then Diamond. We've all been there. But I don't want you to lose that fire that you had when you registered for this group. I want you to dig in back to that emotion that you felt when you first heard about the push and why you decided to join. Get back there because we still have 5 weeks ahead of us. Many things can happen in 5 weeks. You might even sponsor 8 coaches in the next 5 weeks, but you have to show up, and you have to show up with a positive attitude. So dig in to those emotions that you felt that day that we announced the push and when you paid those $25 to join, because that's what's going to take you from where you are right now to your goal. So let's talk about a few things that have helped me in the last year or so with my business and how I've kind of kicked up my leadership just a notch. And I hope that you have some takeaways that you can implement even today into your business that will help you develop not only more active coaches and coaches that engage in the business, but new leaders in your downline. The first thing that I wish someone had told me is opening up my personally sponsored coach page. I didn't do this till January 2014, believe it or not. This was just a year ago. I had always simply added coaches into Diesel Nation because that's the group that I associated myself with. I was a founder of the team, and so I put all my coaches there. But that group then got very, very big, and I realized that there were times that I didn't even know where my coaches were, that I had, coaches earning some Success Club points and I wasn't supporting them because they would get lost in Diesel Nation and I didn't know who was who and where everybody was. So I opened up my own personally sponsored coach page, and I will tell you that it made the world of difference. Now, my page had about 70 coaches when I opened it up. Your page might only have 1, and I want to tell you that that is perfectly okay. So today I want you to open that coach page. You can name it whatever you want. Christina's PS Coaches. You can give yourself a team name. It doesn't matter. But give yourself a place where you can lead, where you can share training material, where you can recognize your coaches. Now, another thing that has been very helpful are the recognition when you sponsor a coach, that you create a picture of them with, welcome on it whenever you add them into a group. I don't know about you, but seeing everybody's face when they're added to Diesel Nation makes it so much fun and so awesome to see who we're talking about and having a picture of them. And I create that super easy on PicMonkey.com. It takes me about 2 minutes. I grab the picture from Facebook, go on PicMonkey, put that in there, put welcome on it, put the new coach's name, and then I add them to our PS Coach page with a big welcome and a story about how we either met or how I became their coach and why they're here. That is an important deal. Why? Because it shows the other coaches in your group how I developed a relationship with this person that brought them into Diesel Nation. And many lessons can be learned from that. So for instance, let's take James Maciel, who's one of my personally sponsored coaches, who is actually a lead. So when I invited him into my personally sponsored coach page, I would say something like, you guys would never believe, but James was a lead of mine, and we connected because he was in law school and I was a lawyer, and he totally blew me off for a year without wanting to purchase anything, but then he decided to purchase Combat at the discount, and now look at him. He's reversed his type 2 diabetes and he's doing great. Tell a story. People love stories, and those stories can teach your other coaches lessons about consistency, about communicating with your leads, about a lot of things that are beneficial to their business. So I want you today to do those 2 things. Number 1 is open your personally sponsored coach page. And number 2, every time you sponsor a coach or a downline coach sponsors a coach, make sure that they are being recognized when they become a coach, and always add that personal touch with a story. You'll be surprised. It might be the first time that that person ever gets such a warm welcome in their life. It might be the first time that they ever receive any kind of recognition. And recognition goes a long, long way, especially in this kind of business. So that's it. Very simple today. That's all I wanted to talk about. I want you guys to get used to having your own page where you are the CEO, where you decide what material gets shared. And I'll tell you that it is perfectly okay to get material from either the Diesel Nation page or your sponsor's page and post it in your group. That is what leaders do. We don't duplicate. We don't reinvent the wheel. We only duplicate and duplicate what is working. So you guys, you have a whole week's worth of material to review for the weekend. Make sure you don't shut down on Saturday and Sunday, especially if you have a big goal to accomplish. So keep working, keep inviting, keep talking to people, and have a great, great weekend, and get ready for week 2 of the push.